Hey, welcome back to Nerd Safari. I am Simon, and it's New Year's Eve. I am momentarily doing this flying solo while Ellie comes downstairs because her company are slave drivers and are making them work on New Year's Eve, which sucks. But she'll be free in just a second. So, how is everyone? I hope everyone is having a great New Year's Eve so far. We figured we would do this kind of early in the morning New York time because we've got a lot of viewers in India who we figured we would try to catch before midnight. So I believe it's 10 p.m. in India right now. We thought we'll catch people in India in the evening, people in UK in the early afternoon, and our friends in America in the morning. So welcome. Hope we're going to be talking on this session about our highs and lows of 2021. We're going to fill you in on the realities of having COVID, which isn't that the weirdest thing after, I don't know about you guys, but we were tried to be super safe and avoided it for like nearly 2 years. And then in the most boring way caught COVID, which just sucked. So we're going to talk about COVID. We're going to talk about our favorite movie trailers from 2021, our favorite movies, which ones lived up to the hype and which ones were a big disappointment. So hang around for that. And then last of all, we're going to talk about what we think 2022 is going to be like and what our hopes and dreams are for the next year. So yeah, as we're going through this, feel free to throw comments in the chat room. I'm watching this real time, and we'll try to respond to comments as they come in. But most of all, we're grateful to everyone for joining us, and we hope that you guys have had as good a 2021 as you possibly can, and that you're going to have an even better 2022. And you have to excuse me for my pretty terrible Happy New Year hat, and my Happy New Year lei. I got these from our local drugstore yesterday, but it's New Year's Eve, so why not celebrate? That's kind of lame, right? Well, anyway, so I guess I'm going to get started before Ellie manages to get away from work. And again, can you believe it's a public holiday? It's New Year's Eve, and she still has to work. Just not cool. Whereas, look at me, I'm just hanging out. You are in our house in New York right now. You can see our Christmas tree, which is still up. Isn't that the worst job in the year for anyone who celebrates Christmas, is having to take down that Christmas tree after New Year's? Is just the most depressing job. But for now, it's still up. It looks kind of jolly here. Got a Mandalorian poster behind me. We've got Wonder Woman over here. We've got a whole bunch of movie memorabilia up on the walls. Actually, we tried to kind of keep it movie themed in our house. But yeah, we live just north of New York City, and it's kind of cold and rainy and not very nice out today. But inside, it's jolly, and we're looking forward to celebrating. I would love to know what you guys enjoy doing on New Year's Eve. We've got two teenagers at home, our two kids, and our favorite thing to do on New Year's Eve is probably not that traditional, but our tradition is to have a double movie feature. So this year, as we've just seen Spider-Man No Way Home, that we're going to talk about in a minute, we're actually going to watch the first two Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies back to back. And we've got a bunch of trivia and stuff that we're going to be doing with the kids and Spider-Man bingo and things. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're making like themed food. So we try to, even though we're trapped at home, we try to make it as exciting as we can. So I guess what else have we got to tell you? Well, until my co-host here arrives, I'm going to talk to you about COVID. So like I said, we were really, really careful. We've both been fully vaccinated against COVID. Hey, Emily. Yeah, fully vaccinated against COVID. We've both had our booster shots. And for the longest time, we really didn't see anyone. We stayed at home. We didn't see friends. And we tried to take it as careful as we possibly could. But of course, I went into the city for a really boring business meeting and got COVID just from two people who were in the room. So they both messaged me a few days later and said, hey, by the way, we both tested positive for COVID-19, which just sucked. And to realize, that there's a likelihood that you've got it, even though you're vaccinated, is like kind of mind blowing. There was a minute of just stepping back and thinking, wow, are we really those people who have COVID? And we were. So as you can see, my co-host has arrived. You've relieved yourself from work.
Yes, briefly.
Yes. And there are, if you would like them, we have New Year's Eve tiaras, New Year's Eve leis, and really lame trumpet things. And if there was no better way to spread COVID around, it's probably these trumpet things. But yeah, so I went to a boring meeting, got COVID, brought it home, gave everybody else COVID. And I don't know, like for me, I was pretty sick for a couple of days. Like there was one day where I just couldn't get up in the morning and I just felt like butt and just had really heavy flu-like symptoms. But then the next day I was actually feeling pretty much better. Excuse my hat falling off here. And yeah, I was actually thinking, you know what, this COVID thing is not too bad. And I had a bit of a scratchy throat and a sore throat and kind of congestion and a bit of a headache. But of course, that's now dragged on for like 3 weeks, and I'm still feeling that same level of just generally not great. But, you know, I guess on the grand scale of things, people have had it a lot worse than we have. But anyway, that was my experience. I was telling people about the joys of having COVID. What did you think of the Omicron variant?
Yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite illness that I've had. And mine dragged on for a few weeks, which was kind of tough. Feeling a lot better now, but not great. For I think about 3 weeks, I was very tired and wheezy. I had headaches, which made it things difficult with work. I ended up taking, I think, almost 2 weeks off work, which was really difficult. I work in pandemic response, so it's really busy at the moment. I'm in management, so there aren't many people that can cover for me. So it put extra pressure on my team, but I just wasn't able to work. Feeling a lot better now, but I still get quite easily tired. If I do anything outside of a normal routine, like go outside, I tend to get quite wheezy and tired still. And I've got no pre-existing conditions. I'm pretty healthy. I run occasionally. So yeah, I was surprised to be hit so hard with it. And like Simon said, kind of being boosted and vaccinated. I can't imagine how much worse it would have been if we weren't boosted and vaccinated.
Yeah, I think that's my main takeaway from this. Like maybe the vaccine didn't save us from catching COVID, but man, it made the symptoms easier to live with. So definitely, if you're not vaccinated, definitely worth going out there and getting it. We got to say hello to a bunch of people who have joined us. Solanke, welcome. I see Amanda Plum. Happy New Year, Amanda. Emily, of course, our special guest as always. Vinu, hello from India. Hello from New York. We've got Vimal as well, and Sering. Happy New Year to all of you. Thanks so much for dropping by and stopping by our little live stream. So we were talking about the miserable reality of catching COVID. That did suck, and it knocked us off of YouTube for a few weeks. But of course, we are back. You can see that we're back and feeling much better. The other thing that we've talked about and bored everyone for ages was we got really badly flooded in 2021 and took months and months to have the house repaired and fight with the insurance company and blah, blah, blah. Very boring. But I guess what are some of the highs from 2021 that you remember, the high points, putting aside all those miserable things that have happened to us?
We had some nice trips. We did Comic-Con.
Oh man, yeah, we did Awesome Con, and actually that was one of the, I guess, the positives of being locked at home was we had a lot of time to work on cosplay. And like I built an entire Mandalorian suit of armor. You built an entire Agatha Harkness cosplay from WandaVision. Like our kids spent a lot of time. Oh, thank you, Vimal. And our kids spent a lot of time making their costumes as well. And it just felt amazing to be back at a Comic-Con again. We did like a highlights video that you can see on our channel of all of our favorite costumes from that weekend. But man, it was fun. The other one for me was we did a trip to Denver in Colorado to go and look at some universities for our eldest. But wow, it's just such amazing countryside out there. And just in one day, we did like a tour up into the mountains, saw this amazing kind of mountain town. Then we went to the original Casa Bonita restaurant from South Park, which if you've ever seen the South Park Casa Bonita episode, it's exactly like that. It's this crazy Mexican restaurant where there are cliff divers and like a pirate's cave. And it's just absolutely amazing. And it's closed at the moment while it's being purchased by the writers of South Park. But it is such a fun place to visit. And we had an hour-long tour there. And then we went to a wildlife sanctuary where they keep tigers and lions and bears and wolves in these great big open savannas, and you walk on kind of this raised walkway above the savannas. And it was just amazing. And at sunset, the different lion prides come out and roar to each other over the savannah. And just hearing these lions roar is just unbelievable. So, like, to me, Denver was kind of a magical place. Just that one day alone was pretty amazing. Emily says, I can't believe they're going to university soon. How are they that old already? I know, we don't look old enough to have university age kids, right? Tell them to grow down and stay young and cute forever. I wish we could, but
they're still pretty cute.
Yeah, they are still pretty cute. Vimal says, can we react to some Indian food? You know, we've had a lot of people asking us that. I'm actually wondering, maybe we should do some takeout, because there are some really good Indian takeout places, like really authentic Indian food near here. We could even do Indian takeout and talk about movies or something at the same time. That might be some fun.
I feel like we could probably do with some input into what kind of dishes we should be getting, because we're really lucky with where we live. It is incredibly diverse, and we benefit from that by having some amazing restaurants to choose from. And there's also a lot of Indian grocery stores, all kinds of things. So we've got access to a lot. But we would need some guidance of what we should try. We did try those Indian snacks, didn't we?
Yes, we did. There was one spicy one and one sweet one, and I still eat those all the time today.
What was it, Navratan? And then
Navratan and I can't remember, Katimita. But yeah, they were both really good. Hey, Denise, how you doing? Happy New Year. And so we've talked about the highs and the lows of 2021. The other high for me, actually, and this kind of blends into the next topic, which is what are our favorite trailers and songs and things that we've reacted to. One of my favorite Indian actors that we discovered was Hrithik Roshan, and we discovered him through this movie called War, which is like these two incredibly ripped guys just beating holy hell out of each other on this movie. A very like high adrenaline action movie if you've not seen it. But Hrithik Roshan turns out to be looks to be the nicest guy. Like he creates all this motivational stuff. And actually, Denise, a lot like what you do with the Misfits for Life movement of just trying to get people motivated to exercise and reach like whatever their personal fitness goal is, whether it's to be as ripped as him or somewhere much more achievable. And I absolutely loved his videos where he was showing his own journey from like getting a back injury and getting out of shape to getting like back in the most incredible shape for that War movie. And just seeing him go from like overweight and just really doubting himself to suddenly, kind of putting in the work and believing in himself, and like day after day, the small improvements until he got back to where he wanted to be and regained his confidence. And like, to me, that's really kind of stuck with me. And I now work out literally every day. Like I run every single day and I do weights workouts every other day. And it's really just shown me that you can start from a place where you're not at all happy with your body, and just day after day make these small incremental improvements to get to the point where you're at a level of fitness that you're happy with. So like the whole Hrithik Roshan and his movies and his songs and his fitness movement, like all of that has motivated me just to get on the treadmill and work out more. Hey, Lion Blocks, great to see you. It's so good to see so many of our regular viewers dropping in to say hello. So I guess we were going to talk about what were our favorite movie trailers of 2021, or songs, or anything else that we reacted to. Is there anything that really stuck out to you as being a high point?
The RRR movie trailer, that was incredible to finally get another glimpse of what we're going to be expecting from that next year. Lion Block says RRR as well. It's funny because clearly we're not from India. Like, it's something very different to us, Indian culture, that we're still learning about. But I think to see this movie that is based on true historical characters, like it may be a fictionalized story, but these are real people that it's based on, who are absolute, Indian heroes. These are freedom fighters who fought in the 1920s. And then to see a story that brings together like actors and directors from South India, but stars from all over the world,
and it's translated into, you know, multiple languages. Every song is released in multiple languages, and just to see like the joy with which people approach it is amazing. But the movie looks incredible as well. It looks like, you know, one of the best movies that I've seen. So I just cannot wait. January 7th, RRR comes out, and it will be releasing in theaters here in the States as well, which is amazing. So yes, can't wait to see it. So we got a load more people. So we've got Jeshu. Hey, Happy New Year, Jeshu22. Narendra, hello as well. Great to have you with us. So thanks for joining us. So yeah, I guess other stuff that we've reacted to, I must say for me, actually, with RRR, it was kind of a package deal. The trailer was awesome when we finally got to see it, but for the longest time, we had motion posters and we had songs from them, and the songs are so good that I've really enjoyed just checking out the movie from like different angles and different lenses. Where is the party? Well, we're here in New York, but it's only 11:47 in the morning here, so it's a little way away from midnight. But we are going to be having a party, just 4 of us at home because, you know, pandemic. Oh, thank you.
Vimal says that Hrithik Roshan wants to know our location. If you could let him know the feeling is mutual. If he's at a loose end in New York, or when we come to India, if you wanted to hang out, that would be cool.
Yeah, if he's not doing anything tonight and he wants to come to our little New Year's Eve party, then absolutely, Hrithik Roshan is welcome. His name will be on the list. But, yeah, so I guess out of the movie trailers that we've seen, were there any where we actually watched the movie afterwards and it lived up to the hype? Or any movies where we saw the trailer, we thought it looked awesome, and then it was just kind of when we got to watch it?
I don't know. Oh, I really like Barb and Star.
Oh man, yes. That was such a fun movie.
And that was one that you found the trailer and it just looks so fun. And I really like that. I really like those kinds of movies where you get to explore different. It's not like a cliched movie. It was just so fun and loving. There was so much heart in that movie, and I really enjoyed it. The trailer was just so bright and fun, and then the movie itself was really bright and fun. And then to top it all off, that being the first movie that got us back to the Alamo hosting, it was just perfection. Like really tying a bow on top, and being able to see it on the big screen was really cool.
Yeah, I agree with you on Barb and Star. So the movie's called Barb and Star Went to Vista Del Mar, and it stars like some of the funniest actors from Saturday Night Live, some of the funniest comedy actors that are out there regardless. And yet hardly anyone seemed to watch it. Like it really seemed to fly under the radar, and it's hilarious. Like you said, it's got a lot of heart. I really love that. We hosted it at the Alamo Draft House as well, which was a really fun night. Oh, thank you so much, Ravi Kumar. Love from New York. And I guess for me, actually, Emily mentioned Ghostbusters. For me, the 2 movies that really, really lived up to the hype, one was Ghostbusters and one was Spider-Man No Way Home, which we just saw recently. And unlike, I'm an emotional person. I don't know whether you can tell, or maybe it doesn't come across on the videos, but I get very emotional, especially about things from my childhood, you know, things that I loved way back. And you know, for me, both of those movies just had me crying like an absolute baby. And
It's true.
No spoilers if you've not seen Ghostbusters or Spider-Man No Way Home, but they were both just fantastic movies that just, again, had so much heart in them, and where so much care had been put into crafting the story and the characters and just bringing back things that you loved from past generations. So both Spider-Man No Way Home and Ghostbusters were ones that, like, we watched the trailers blew my mind, and the movies delivered even more than I was expecting them to. So yeah, so fun.
So maybe if we're looking at impressive movies, we could look at underwhelming movies. And the first one that jumps out at me is Eternals. That was one of the earlier ones that we went back to the movie theater to see. And the trailer was great. The movie itself was great, really, really solid. It was everything I was expecting, with a load of fun stuff. It was one of those ones where they put all of the highlights in the trailer for the most part, so there weren't any surprises. You saw a lot of the funniest bits already happened. And again, like, spoilers, the movie ends with some random person walking in and saying, "Hey, it's me," and everyone's supposed to gasp, and it's just some obscure character that only the most dedicated comic book fans are going to have heard of. I mean, the movie itself was great. Like, I really liked the visuals. It was really interesting the way they did their magic and their ships and their jumpsuits and things like that. It was really impressive. The cast were really good. It was a really unique cast to put together. A lot of really strong actors. But it was just kind of, it was fine. Like, it wasn't a bad movie. It was done really well. It just didn't blow me away.
Yeah, but and Lion Blocks is saying we missed so many things to react to. I know. I must admit, it's been killing us. We've had COVID the last few weeks, and it's really dragged on. But I'm actually going to make a note of the things that you're recommending in here, so that I can we can take those away and make a list that we have to catch up on. But
yeah, if it's any excuse, our house flooded and then we got COVID. So,
yeah, it's not been the best year for us to be productive on YouTube.
It's not for want of trying.
Yeah, but yeah, I think you got a good point with Eternals. Like, I really liked the movie. It felt very much like it was just setting up the MCU Phase 4, and it almost just felt kind of structural rather than enjoyable in some ways. But on the other hand, Shang-Chi, I thought was absolutely fantastic. Really, really fun movie. And I actually didn't, I wasn't expecting too much from it, but it blew me away. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies yet. We're talking about movies that are underwhelming, though, and I'm probably going to be in the minority here because I know people loved both of these. First of all, The Green Knight. Oh my God. I mean, not a bad movie, but holy crap, is it long, like so long. And the number of times there's just some slow panning shot where it slowly just pans around a forest glade. And it's like, oh, come on, man. I've got stuff to do. Let's pick it up.
I really liked it, but definitely I do feel like I've got a lot more tolerance for movies that are taking you on a journey rather than telling you a story. And I think you like to be told a story, whereas I don't mind just enjoying where the movie wants to take me. To a certain extent, there are some things that I'm just don't take it too far. But that kind of, like, it was so unique, and I really liked the visuals, and like you were saying, like the forest scenes and how it was set up. It was so visually interesting and kind of intricate. I really enjoyed just going on that journey, and then the story was kind of a secondary point to that.
Yeah. The story does deliver in the end, but holy crap, does it take a long. It reminded me of Zack Snyder's Justice League as well. Like, the same deal. It's like, come on, dude, this doesn't need to be 4 hours long. Let's cut it out. The other one that I honestly kind of even regret watching was The Last Duel. I mean, amazing acting. It has a fight at the end, but it's like over 2 hours long, just getting up to that last duel. Like, that's all you care about, is these two guys are going to fight, but it has to tell the story from like 5 different perspectives. And you think they're just about to fight, and then it goes back to the beginning and tells the story from a different angle. And you're like, dude, come on. This could have been a 40-minute episode of a TV show. It doesn't need to be a 2.5-hour movie. And maybe I just have zero attention span. Oh, wow. Vimal is asking us, what's our favorite Spider-Man? Wow. Do you have a favorite Spider-Man?
I really like Tom Holland. For me, he's not the first Spider-Man that I feel like there's a Spider-Man that hits when you're a certain age that feels like the real Spider-Man. And I think for me, that's probably Tobey Maguire. But Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man because he feels like he really gets Spider-Man's issue is he's a young adult. He's in high school and he's got these high school problems, but he's also got this huge responsibility. And I feel like Tom Holland, just physically the way he acts and just the way he looks and kind of moves through the movies, he really holds that space well of he's got the maturity to handle kind of a lot of the responsibility he has to pick up, but also you still believe that he's concerned about these high school issues. So he's like really young, but he can also shoulder this responsibility. And especially when he does the emotional scenes as well, I think he conveys those really well, and balances that with the humor in a way that it doesn't undermine either side of it.
Yeah, I do think you're right about Tom Holland being much more of like a comic book Peter Parker character. Like, he feels like a high school kid with all of a high school kid's problems. For me, though, actually, and I'm not going to spoil Spider-Man No Way Home, so you don't need to drop if you haven't seen it. But Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I thought brought another level of just emotional intelligence to the role, maybe. And I don't know, there was something about seeing him return in Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, crap, I spoiled it. And no spoilers. There was something about seeing Andrew Garfield again that just brought home to me. I just loved him as the Amazing Spider-Man. And I don't know, but yeah, I'm such a fan of actually all three, like Toby, Andrew, and Tom. I think though my favorite Spider-Man movie probably has to be the first one with Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin and Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. And Denise is saying Toby and Doc Ock as Spider-Man 2. That would probably be my second favorite, actually. I loved Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus. He was just awesome. We've also got questions. Will we go to the RRR movie? I would love to. My only question is, well, I guess first of all is how safe is it going to be? Like New York City is a mess with COVID right now. But if it is safe, I just want to know, like, is it going to be dubbed in English? Is it going to be subtitles? I'd kind of like to know what's going to be available exactly, and they haven't really clarified that yet. But I would really like to see RRR on the big screen. It looks like it needs to be seen like on the big screen with really immersive sound and just to drag you in.
I think that was one of the earlier trailers we reviewed. So I'm really looking forward to kind of putting a bow on our YouTube journey by actually seeing that in a movie theater.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess so we've talked about 2021 a lot. What do you think of 2022? What are you expecting from the year? Is there anything you're particularly excited about with 2022?
There's a lot of TV shows coming up, I think, that I'm looking forward to. There's the Peacemaker one I'm not really excited about, but I think it'll be a fun watch. We've got more Boba Fett. We've got some Marvels coming up, don't we?
I mean, there's, oh my God, so much Marvel stuff as well. And hello, Baljeet. Happy New Year to you as well. I do think you're right. There's a lot of really good-looking TV shows coming out. And of course, there's some great movies as well. You've got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness that everything is kind of leading towards in the Marvel Universe right now. And Spider-Man No Way Home is no different. Like that really feels like a true MCU movie, not like some standalone film. Would we ever do a movie reaction? We would. And I've seen some people kind of break up movies into chunks. The trouble with doing that is copyright, and especially with Indian film studios is they typically block your video immediately that they find any copyrighted material in. So even trailers, we actually, have real problems. Sometimes we've had some trailers and songs completely blocked and deleted and even got a copyright strike. And the challenge there is if you get too many copyright strikes, YouTube will actually take your channel down, which would suck after a couple of years of building this channel. So we would, but it would need to be the right movie reaction that we could get away with without getting hit with copyright. Denise was asking, do we finally get to see She-Hulk? I believe we do. I think it's in kind of Q3 and like fall 2022, we get to see She-Hulk, which, oh man, can you, as someone who grew up watching, what's his name? Lou Ferrigno as the Incredible Hulk, just a big buff dude painted green. And I loved that show as a kid, but the idea of seeing She-Hulk on the small screen,
what do you think of the casting of She-Hulk?
I honestly don't know. I don't know too much about the casting or the people I do know about. I don't really know too much about what they've been in previously. But on the other hand, like there was so much bitching about the casting of Hawkeye, and I thought that turned out to be a wonderful TV show. So like I'm honestly not too worried. Like even if I did know the people and I had really strong opinions about them, I probably wouldn't be too stressed about it either way. How about you?
I'm really looking forward to it. I think Tatiana Maslany, who's the one who is going to be She-Hulk, I believe, she's got such an incredible range. And I think She-Hulk is potentially such a complex character to explore at this stage of the Marvel kind of, not even cinematic universe, but the Marvel universe. I think she's got so much potential and is so versatile. I think there is a lot that they could do with her.
So we do get She-Hulk next year, as well as like so much cool Star Wars stuff as well. Like the Book of Boba Fett, I kind of enjoyed the first episode. I've heard a load of people slamming it, but I actually thought it was pretty good. But so looking forward to Mandalorian season 3. I mean, that's my favorite show ever. Hey, and we've got Chris Boskery. Happy New Year, my friend. We've also got Storm Shadow, one of our longest time viewers as well. Happy New Year, Storm Shadow. Thanks for dropping in. So I guess we were talking about 2022, what to expect. For me personally, I'm really, really hoping this pandemic starts to ease off. Like people are saying with the Omicron variant, it's very extreme and the number of cases has gone through the roof. But we're hoping, much lower number of hospitalizations, much lower number of deaths. So, and hopefully that it won't stick around for as long. So, like for me personally, I'm hoping we're probably going to have a rough couple of months as the number of cases is still going to increase. But my hope is as we get into spring, COVID starts to go away again. People are sensible and the vaccines keep coming out. And then we can actually get out and do some things. And like, I'm really looking forward to more Comic-Cons. I'm looking forward to going to a Renaissance fair. I'm looking forward to going on vacation. Like, remember vacations? So yeah. Who else have we got? So we got Crento Vibe. Hey, welcome. We got Sybil Sam. Minal Morali. Yeah, a superhero movie from India as well. I'm super excited to see that one. So in terms of stuff to look out for, it's funny, like our journey into Indian cinema started with a Kannada language movie called KGF Chapter 2, where somebody tipped us off that the teaser for KGF Chapter 2 had more views than any of the Marvel movies. And I was just kind of intrigued and we thought we'd check it out. And it kind of blew my mind and it led to us like not only getting into Bollywood movies, but also South Indian cinema as well. And it's incredible that was, wow, way, way long ago. And yet we've not had a full trailer for KGF Chapter 2 yet. And the movie's due to release in April. So I'm actually excited to see a trailer for it and to see the movie when it comes out in April. I think as well as RRR, that's going to be another South Indian movie that just absolutely explodes. So yeah, I'm kind of most excited myself for some of the new Star Wars TV shows, like the Obi-Wan show. Oh my goodness, to see Ewan McGregor, one of my favorite people on the planet, like back in the role as Obi-Wan Kenobi. The rumors of Hayden Christensen back as Darth Vader as well. Like, how is that going to work? Who knows? But just to have the two of them back acting together again, I think is going to be fantastic. The Marvel stuff we've already talked about, I'm super excited about. And they could really go anywhere with the Sony stuff now as well. Like they've got so many villains. They've got this whole concept of the multiverse where they can bring people in from any movie franchise. We've got the Fantastic Four coming along as well, apparently at some point. Like there's Guardians of the Galaxies coming back. They're doing a Christmas special in 2022. So I don't think I don't think we're going to be short. Oh my God. And of course we've got, what's his name? Vampire dude.
Oh yeah, Mobius.
Morbius. So yeah, we got Morbius as well, which looks better every time I see a trailer for it.
And Jared Leto can redeem himself.
Yeah, Austin Harper, Happy New Year, my friend. And Niraj, Happy New Year to you as well. Thanks for dropping in. So yeah, so I'm actually really, really excited. I'm kind of hoping 2022 allows us to get back to some amount of normality. Denise says, what's the deal with the Fantastic Four? Indeed, like, I quite enjoyed that first Fantastic Four movie that they made. The sequel was a little bit of a flop. And I've honestly not even seen the reboot that they did. I just heard such terrible things about it that I didn't want to waste 2 hours of my life on it. So, but I believe it's going to be a whole new cast. They're not going to be doing, some of what Marvel have been doing recently, where they kind of drop in characters from old movie franchises and resurrect them. I think the Fantastic Four is going to be a ground up, brand new, real Marvel Fantastic Four, which, could be a good thing, hopefully. So we've also got comments. Yeah, please do full movie reactions. Yeah, like I said, we will absolutely try to. Oh, Storm Shadow's excited. Oh my God, the Batman, of course. So Storm Shadow's excited about Batman, Aquaman 2, Black Adam. Yeah, I do think 2022 is going to be a good year for DC as well. I mean, the Batman, again, very different vibe to Marvel, clearly. Very edgy and dark and very adult. I love the fact that the Batmobile is kind of a muscle car as well. So I just the look of that movie, it just looks like something out of The Crow or like something really gothic. So, hey, Nick, Happy New Year to you as well. So yeah, I do think you're right, Storm Shadow. I think Black Adam as well. The Rock as Black Adam. I mean, just the fact that the dude just works so hard, I think that that movie is going to be amazing. And yeah, as a Lion Blogs, thank you for the recommendation as well. That's that is cool. Yeah, I do think you can still get hit by copyrights if you do a live stream. I think they just come back and check it later, and you can end up having your video taken down later. But it may stay up for longer. Anyway, so that's our recap of 2021. That's what we're excited about for 2022. Hey, Kodali, thanks for joining us. It's really, really close in India. We're coming up to nearly 11 p.m. in India right now. So you guys are just a little over an hour and 20 minutes away from 2022. You're going to get there before we do. Then I guess Emily in the UK is going to be next, and our friends and family where we're originally from in the UK. And then it's going to be us and our friends here in the United States later on. So, oh my God, Thor: Love and Thunder as well. We've started to see some set photos and some kind of stills from Thor: Love and Thunder. I even heard some really, really cool, so with the casting, you've got Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher, and you've got, what's his name? The Australian guy from Les Mis. Drawing a blank. Someone's got to remind me of his name. The Australian actor who was in Gladiator, Russell Crowe. You've got him cast as Zeus, which is really interesting because then you've got the Norse god pantheon, and you've also got Zeus and possibly the Greek god pantheon. And there was something in Spider-Man No Way Home, apparently, like a ticker along the bottom of the Daily Bugle news screen that had something about trouble in New Asgard, and it had the letter Z or Z. And could it be talking about Zeus? Could Gore the God Butcher be going around murdering the Greek gods at the beginning of the movie or something? But just the mention of New Asgard, it just made me want a lot more Thor. Well, anyway, I think that is all we've got for, unless you wanted to say anything else to people.
No, I think we've about covered it.
Yeah, well, in that case, as our hats say, Happy New Year to you. We hope everyone has had as good a 2021 as you possibly could have done in the current scenario, but we hope that you all have a much, much better 2022. And most of all, thank you for watching. We're at 14,500 subscribers at this point, which is kind of insane thinking about where we came from at the beginning of 2021. So we're very, very grateful for everyone for watching, for all the support and the kind words that you guys keep leaving us. And we'll be back very, very soon. So again, Happy New Year, friends. And hey, NASA Productions, you caught us just as we're about to wrap up. But Happy New Year, friends. We really, really hope that you have a great year. And we hope that you'll be sticking around and spending time with us through 2022 as well, because we hope to bring some really fun things to you. So in that case, Happy New Year. We'll see you very, very soon. Peace out, nerds. Bye.